governments around the world have increasingly, especially lately, determined that now's the time to regulate. Now's the time that they can affect the internet by passing laws or by making specific demands of technical infrastructure. I think the case of internet shutdowns, shows that, governments reaching out and either demanding or instrumenting their internet infrastructure so that, people cannot communicate. And in some cases, not during security incidents, but during like annual exams. So the internet doesn't work for parts of the world during the annual exams, which is really nonsensical in my opinion. So governments have woken up and understand that this is a thing that we can affect and we can pass laws or we can order people to do things to the technology. And a lot of those laws and a lot of the plans to change the technology are not very clueful. They sort of lack awareness about how the underlying internet and these digital systems actually work, the way they function. That ends up being quite a bit of the work we do on the policy side, and I'm sure Jessica may agree that you have to essentially describe potential effects if they do what they say they're going to do in a way that they understand. Ooh, maybe we don't want to do exactly that. Maybe we want to do something that's a little more carefully tailored to the thing we're trying to solve, the problem we're trying to solve. And hey, maybe we should avoid unintended consequences and think about those before we do these things. I think the second thing I would mention in terms of challenges is the technical challenge of the open internet. There are really powerful forces that want to see decentralized parts of how the internet works now to be increasingly centralized. I'll mention there are some proposals being forwarded by China and Chinese companies in places like the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union, under the name of new IP. That may not make any sense to any of you, but just know that there are proposals to change how the internet works to be less distributed and less about connecting networks and more of a top-down command and control kind of a network architecture, which would dramatically affect the openness of the internet and the ability for the innovation, competition, and inclusion that we see now to happen. So I mentioned a quick little aside, but I said the governments have now woken up, and I think we're starting to see sort of technical proposals that would fundamentally change how the internet works, and we're fighting those very hard, but it's going to take a while. Thanks.